Local Women Magazine presents Local Women Podcast, the show for things that matter. Keeping an Eye on It podcast from Local Women Magazine is brought to you by Cathedral Eye Clinic, Northern Ireland's leading eye specialist.
And we're back. It's the Keeping an Eye on It podcast sponsored by Cathedral Eye Clinic. I feel like I haven't been here in a while. Has it been a while or is it just me? It's probably just me. Right, we're back. This is the podcast where real women have their say. This is a safe space, ladies. Now, I'm not saying that we can swear and curse, but we kind of can. Okay, a little bit. Good. Robin will bleep it out. It's fine. Okay, so who do I have today on my sparkling panel? Okay. I have the sparkling, dazzling. It's Jane Hardy.
Hello.
Jane. Now, I love trying to describe Jane. Writer.
Challenge.
Gal about town. Friend of Margaret Thatcher. Did I see
Not
the paper?
Friend.
She
Interviewer.
She interviewed Margaret Thatcher.
Long time
Did
ago,
I
yes.
see in the
Can't
paper?
say any different.
Did I see in the paper that Margaret Thatcher would have been 100 years old or something?
Yes, she would have been.
How do you
yes,
feel about that?
absolutely. Well, it makes me realise a lot of time has tick-tocked on, essentially. No, that's fine. I always knew that when they unplugged her, there'd be a problem, actually, because she said to me that her job was like oxygen to her, like breathing.
Yes.
And so I felt quite sorry for her because she didn't do holidays. She didn't do much sleep at night, 4 hours a night, if rumour has it is true. All she did was her work and her job, and it was her life. And you remember seeing her cry when they...
Yes, you remember that?
In the car,
It's
when
terribly
they drove
uncomfortable.
away from number 10. Yes,
Terribly
very
uncomfortable.
uncomfortable.
But
So
of course,
shame.
she's not your only. She's not your favourite Tory. That would be John Major, who she described
yes.
as dishy. I think was it dishy you said he was?
Well, sexy even, actually.
Sexy.
Very
she
tall.
said that John Major was sexy.
Very tall, like a cricketer. He follows cricket. And I made him blush, actually, because I was doing a series called Never on Sunday. And I asked him if Rumpy Pumpy happened on Sunday, it was more exciting because it was a Sunday. And he went pink. And this would have been the time at which, allegedly, he was quite friendly and quite close to Edwina Currie.
Allegedly.
Yes.
Allegedly.
Yes.
Allegedly. Moving straight on from Rumpy Pumpy, I have my next guest, and this is her first time on the show. It's Kerrie Miles. Now, how can I describe Kerrie? Kerrie runs glamping, she bakes, she does everything. Kerrie, tell us about your business, Ballyward Croft.
Yes, so Ballyward Croft kind of started. We moved into a new house. We had sold a couple of Airbnbs that we had in France that we'd renovated.
Yes.
We wanted to put the money into something at home because we just missed that seeing customers, seeing people coming in and out. So we basically created like a little, it's like a mini farm. We have pygmy goats and we have chickens and ducks and baby animals running about the place.
Wonderful.
So we love people to come to the place. So we have a little stables that we converted into an Airbnb. Then we have, in the summertime, we have a massive big bell tent. With the idea is trying to aim for self-sufficiency. So we have solar panels and we try to heat with outdoor hot tubs that we've made that are fueled by wood. So the little cottage is, that's the main thing at the minute, and we're working on another little apartment at the end of the house.
You're a busy girl, and you've brought me a present.
Yeah,
you brought me a present, which is a
Yep.
loaf. I'm going to show for the listeners and the viewers a loaf of sourdough bread.
The basil's a wee bit wilted now.
Beautiful.
It's a pump.
Harvest Festival time, there we are.
Yeah,
So
it's
the
beautiful.
sourdough bread's a new thing, actually,
Yes.
So it just kind of took off out of nowhere. Trying to teach myself patience, and then this happened. So
Patient isn't now for my next guest. I wouldn't describe my next guest as particularly patient. It's the fabulous, it's Miss Behaven, also known as Emma Thompson from
Yes.
Behaven Body Care.
That's me.
She's a beekeeper. She's a businesswoman.
Yeah.
She's a style
Goth
guru.
mum.
She's a goth mum. She's a TikToker. Say hi.
Hi, everybody.
Say hi to your fans.
Hi.
She's actually got a really big following on social media, which sometimes leads to people taking
Oh,
a big
yeah.
interest in your life,
Although
Emma.
It has, but
yeah.
recently it's been more Insta growth, which has been a lot
Really?
more fun. Yes.
Yeah, because TikTok growth was good for you, only...
Well, I had to go into hiding for
She
about
had to go
3
into,
years.
she basically had to go into hiding because people got a little bit excited about... I mean, she is class, and I kind of get it, but it's not really the best, is it?
No, that wasn't too much fun.
Being stalked on TikTok,
Being stalked
not the
was
one.
not fun.
I think we can agree on that.
No.
Right, ladies, let's start with our first topic.
Keeping an Eye on It podcast from Local Women Magazine is brought to you by Cathedral Eye Clinic, Northern Ireland's leading eye specialist.
Right, we're starting off strong today, ladies, with a very good topic, I think. Well-meaning advice that's actually not that great. Okay, recently, Kate Middleton, the wonderful Princess of Wales, has been telling us that we shouldn't let our children use mobile phones and that really we should all be sitting around the dinner table together. Yeah, we know that, Kate. We know. You don't need to tell us. I'm not anti-royal. I do love Kate Middleton. She wears beautiful clothes, looks well. Her hair.
Does she though?
Okay, well, in that genre, in that genre. But I don't need parenting advice from you, Kate Middleton, in case you're listening, which I'm sure you are. Do you want parenting advice? Do you want advice from Kate Middleton in general?
I don't have children, but thinking of the young members of the family, good luck with that, really, Kate.
Yeah.
Personally, I can't see myself, kind of weeding out the phones from the house anytime soon. No, I don't want advice from the royals. In fact, I like the royal family. I think they should do civic functions, but I don't want to pay for them. And I certainly don't want to pay for well-meaning family or other advice. I mean, they're human beings like the rest of us, but they're no more elevated. I mean, this is because they're a branch of celebrity culture, I think.
They are, yeah.
And we look to celebs for advice on all sorts of things. But as an interviewer, I know often it's a mistake to ask a celeb about politics or anything serious, or indeed about advice about life, because they're known for one thing. They're good at one thing. That doesn't mean that they know about anything else, does it really? And the royals are good at one thing, cutting ribbons, visiting people in hospital. They're good at all that kind of thing. They're good at, riding around in gold carriages. They're very good at that.
I think I'd be good at that.
Yes, I think I could do that too. And waving in a certain way, the royal wave.
Yeah.
But I don't know that they're necessarily good at their personal lives. You only have to look at the late Queen and the annus horribilis and all the divorces and all the shenanigans. No, I don't think we do want advice from them.
Kerrie, do you like getting advice from well-meaning friends?
I don't know if I listen, really. I think that's it. I'll only listen if I think, it's going to work. I kind of have a wee bit of a rule. Like if two people sort of say the same thing, then I'll probably take it on board. But I just, I'm a bit of a rogue. Like when it comes to that, I'll just do,
just do whatever you
my
want.
own thing,
Yes.
But like with phones and things like that, if anybody was to give me advice about my kids, I would be saying, look, just don't bother with that. Just come round and take them for an hour.
Take them.
You
Take
try
them off
it.
my hands.
Take them now, and while you're here, can you, take the washing off the table that's been there, for 3 days.
Yes.
And, bits and pieces like that. Practical advice, yes, if you're going to do something about it, but handing it out's dead easy, so.
Would you take parenting advice from Kate Middleton?
No.
I love the way you were kind of looking for a polite way of saying that.
I know. I'm being a bit more
diplomatic than Jane.
Diplomatic.
Yeah.
I think
Don't be diplomatic.
definitely, because it's not realistic. It's not based on not my form of realism anyway. Which would be like I'm trying to get the dinner ready while.
Does your nanny not do that?
I'm talking about her day off, But,
Or the housekeeper.
Yeah, I mean, like, what?
I actually did have to get a housekeeper now, and she's the most amazing thing ever.
Most
it's
envious.
the best thing ever, My
I think I want a
husband works
housekeeper.
away, so I'm like, I'm not
You
doing
have a
this.
housekeeper?
Yeah.
You're kind of like the royal family.
A wee bit.
Minus a
but
scandal.
I do put the kids on their phones whenever I want 5 minutes peace.
Yeah,
Or I'm
yeah.
having a glass of wine or something, go away.
Yeah,
I'm just doing something here.
I wonder what Kate thinks about that. If she doesn't want them on the phone, I wonder what she feels about drinking wine in front of your children.
She would definitely be
Probably
drinking
not.
wine if they're not allowed their phones, because she can't be having them all the time.
I'll tell
around
you
her
what,
feet.
no, probably not, because Meghan has brought out a rosé wine.
How do they'll
Napa
probably all...
Valley,
Yeah,
yes,
that's
yes.
right.
Very
she
middle of the
does.
road there.
Oh, I watched that.
Emma, parenting advice from the royal family, or indeed just any general advice from well-meaning bystanders.
So I get a lot of, I've been thinking about your business, and usually whenever anybody's been thinking about my business, it's followed by like 5 or 6 DMs.
Bullet points. Bullet points. Lovely.
And I did do a post about this a couple of months ago, because I am a people pleaser and I don't like to disappoint anybody. So whenever somebody gets in contact with me and gives me some unwanted business advice, I kind of like, so I want to let it go, but I get so, and I'm like a volcano. It annoys me because I know that the reasons why I haven't done it or I wouldn't do it, and having to explain that to somebody in a reply DM like just mind your own business. You know,
Mind your own beeswax.
kindly slide on.
Yes.
Yeah.
Re the Royals and Kate Middleton. I don't think that her children are on the same diet as most of the children are in the real world.
Yeah.
I think they have.
Do you think
a
they eat
different-
something different?
Yeah, well, yeah.
What do
They're
you-
going to
what do you
different
think they
schools.
eat?
They're not in the. Well, I think they eat like. There's no ultra processed foods. There's
They
no.
might.
There's no monsters.
We don't know that.
No, we don't.
We don't know.
They may be pot noodle addicts for all we know. Yes, they might be. Secretly.
They could be pot noodle.
My daughter's a pot noodle addict.
You know, I just think that the kids that she is surrounded by are different, like genetically, kind of from, you know, this kind of royal lineage. They go to
Except
fancy
she's
schools.
not
They eat
royal
meat.
lineage. She's a commoner.
Her grandfather was a miner.
She's a commoner, just like
No, but
us.
they've got the access to everything,
They've got
you know.
the
And if you
access.
did
They've got
the
have
schools.
that, you would
They've
have
got,
them
and I
on a
think
good
our kids,
diet.
like, I'm just going back to whenever my daughter was younger and I was a single parent and I was struggling to try and pay the bills and I was like working every hour that God sends. You couldn't micromanage your children like that.
No.
You couldn't afford to, you know, have the pristine diet that kind of helps with their concentration and all of these things. Parents don't have that.
No. If I get out
That's
the door
important,
and
actually.
everybody's alive
Yeah.
and I've remembered
Yeah.
a bottle of water and a snack, I am really happy. This day's going well for me, you know,
Yeah.
at that stage.
Yeah.
And while I think social media for children is bad and it's led us into a dark place in the world in general, I also think going back to whenever Brooke was that age, would I have been able to manage her? No, I'd have been bad.
It's just a different set.
What do you want for
of
Christmas?
dangers
iPhone, there you
now.
go.
Yeah. That actually is something that's worried me like quite a bit lately, is their access to the social media and, you know, what they're
It's
getting
wild.
through that.
Yes.
That's
Wild.
a whole
It is.
other thing, you know, because
It's the Wild West.
Yes,
yeah,
it
like the
is.
last thing you want is your child turning around to you and saying, you know what, Mummy, now I'm actually a fox. You
Well,
know?
I had an issue recently in I'm not going to say where, but
Oh, go
I
on.
had in the local village, and they
I
something
love this.
was
We're getting
happening
village,
where
village gossip here.
you know, we were being kind of targeted. And I had the evidence and I contacted the parent and said, look, and this has been going on. And if that had been the shoe and the other foot, I would have been like, get into this house, you know.
Yeah.
But I don't think parents are able to manage the kids as well anymore. I think become...
Oh, that's interesting.
So
well,
it
I
was-
think so too. I totally agree, because there's no fear. There's no fear
Exactly.
of the parents. So,
Oh,
and
that's interesting.
I found this working in a school, you know, because I would teach the odd time. And, you know, working in the school, the kids are not scared of the teachers. So if they're not scared of the teachers and they're not scared of their parents,
Were you scared of your parents?
oh my God, yes.
No.
I
They
didn't
were
want to get into
friends,
trouble.
actually.
I didn't
No,
want
I
to get.
was
Well, I wasn't terrified.
petrified.
I just knew that I knew the line, and I didn't want to cross it. I knew that if I'd been caught budding the windows, which we did, that I was
were
going to
caught?
get budding the windows, getting the rosebuds and chucking them at the windows, and
That
you know,
sounds so twee.
I know.
Budding
I
the
know,
windows.
that sounds really
I
twee.
agree with that.
Yes.
Breaking the windows.
Yes, I thought budding them.
You threw rosebuds
Yes,
at
at
windows.
windows.
Wow.
I went to Downey.
You're awfully
Hippie,
very
I've
middle
all
class.
Oh, very middle class.
Were you scared of your parents?
Not
Jane?
at all. I was totally spoilt and indulged, I'm
Yeah,
afraid.
I
They
was
had
too.
me when they were older.
Right.
I was the mistake, you know, I've worked it out. I was
You're never a mistake, Jane.
I was the New Year's Eve party baby, essentially.
But I don't think I was scared.
You know, I wasn't, no. They did indulge me, really.
And I got into enough trouble. I was grounded for forgery at P5.
Forgery.
Forgery.
Wow.
But when I was very good at it.
Mind you, I've made up for it since. I was banned from 2 shops near where we lived in the Ormo Road.
Why?
Because, well, okay, I'll tell you. It was during COVID, and you remember we were all supposed to wear
Yeah.
masks, and my husband's diabetic and not always in great health, so I took it very seriously. And I went to the shop, local shop, where we spent a lot of money,
And you shoplifted.
They weren't. No, they
that's
weren't
you.
they weren't wearing masks,
Yeah.
and they were very rude when I said, "How about wearing a mask? You know, it's not safe." Effing and blinding. So I'll tell you what I did. I started going to Tesco, and they all wore masks and they were all decent. Now, the owner of this shop, whom I knew, and I'd done a nice article about them as well, so I felt very aggrieved about this, actually. I bumped into him and I said, oh, by the way, I made the mistake of mentioning this, but only delicately on social media. He, of course, lost the rag, and he said, "You're banned from both my shops." And you know, one of them had a post office, and I used to use it to send parcels to the younger members of the family.
But you can't do
and
it now 'cause you're banned.
I couldn't use that because he actually owned the post office as well as the shop, so it was very inconvenient.
Renegade.
So I had to send
like
my
that about
husband and
you.
friends in to. Yes.
I like that about you. Have you ever been banned or buttered windows, Kerrie?
Flip, I don't think I have. No,
You're a decent person. Yeah.
I do tend to get caught. If I do bad things,
Yeah,
I definitely
I always
get
get
caught,
caught.
you
I
know.
always get
So,
caught.
but I would still probably do it anyway. But I can't think of actually
Of
being
major
banned
crime,
from anywhere,
major
no.
crimes like these two.
go
Like, budding,
past
right,
this.
tell us about
windows.
budding windows. Like you actually got rosebuds.
Well, no, it wasn't. It was just any kind of
Greenery.
Well, we would never have thrown stones at the windows. Now, this is going back to like Wanstead Road in Dundonald, like, I don't know, in the mid-80s. And so we would have went round and just throw in, we called it buds, but
It's just the way you said budding, like as if this was
Well,
a thing
buds
that
mean
other
something
people did
completely
as
different.
well.
Definitely does. Allegedly.
it's not rosebuds anymore.
Yeah,
But yeah, we would have went round and just sort of riled up. And that's what...
I think that's
And so
rather
that's
nice
what was
idea.
happening to me. They were just kind of riling me up. You know, the story about recently. And while I would have known back in the 80s that if I did something that was wrong, that I would have been held to account for it, and
Yeah.
I would have been told off or grounded, or there would have been some repercussion. I don't think the kids these days necessarily have that
Do you know,
fear
you're
of the
absolutely right.
repercussions.
Yeah, there's
I
no
don't- and I-
repercussions.
No.
There isn't the same responsibility as a result. I know that my nephew, he won't, I don't think, tune into this in Mallorca, so I'm safe saying this.
Yeah.
His children, when they moved from London to Mallorca, did they help pack things up? No. They did not. Do they do any housework ever? They do not. Are they asked to do it? Yes. Do they do it? No, they do not. You're right, there are no repercussions. There are no, I'm not in favour of great strictness, but I think there should be a bit of quid pro quo. And I think your kids actually, when they get to their teens, they should muck in a bit, don't you?
I think it's your responsibility as a parent to teach your child right from wrong and what happens whenever you do the wrong thing, because going forward in life, there's lots of other opportunities to do very wrong things.
Yes.
Oh, yes,
So
absolutely.
maybe Kate Middleton's right.
Well, do you know what? I don't think so, because the only way that I can control my children is by taking away their appliances.
I've heard
so
that.
is
so Kate Middleton's right.
Yeah.
So
So
Kate
I
Middleton
have to give
is
mine
Kate-
a phone,
Heard that
because
from other
otherwise
people.
they're just going to
so
run
Kate
amok.
Middleton. Girls, let's all try and be a bit more Kate Middleton, okay?
Local Women Magazine presents Local Women Podcast, the show for things that matter. Keeping an Eye on It podcast from Local Women Magazine is brought to you by Cathedral Eye Clinic, Northern Ireland's leading eye specialist.
Transform your home with style and grace. At Decora Blinds Belfast, we offer elegant, made-to-measure blinds, blending beauty with functionality. From vibrant Alumatech aluminium Venetians to stunning shutter blinds, each available in a range of colours and slot widths. Wood or PVC Venetians, you'll hardly know the difference. Add tapes for that extra touch of luxury. Discover timeless design. Discover Decora Blinds Belfast.
Make your living room the heart of your home with Glen Hill. From media walls to fireplaces, stoves to electric fires, we blend traditional charm with contemporary style. Visit Glen Hill, Stockman's Way, Belfast, or glenhill.co.uk. Glen Hill, affordable quality for over 40 years.
Looking to upgrade your bathroom? At M1 Bathrooms Belfast, we've got everything under one roof. From stylish bathroom suites to easy-to-fit PVC panels in marble, stone, tile, and even 3D metallic effects. Full bathroom renovations completed in just 1 week. Visit our 4,000 square foot showroom off Kennedy Way behind Asda and discover top quality products to suit every style and every budget. That's M1 Bathrooms, your one-stop bathroom shop in Belfast. Call 02890 300 555. Open 6 days a week. M1 Bathrooms. Customer service from start to finish.
Keeping an Eye on It podcast from Local Women Magazine is brought to you by Cathedral Eye Clinic, Northern Ireland's leading eye specialist.
Okay, girls, I've been reading some research that suggests that women are diagnosed 5 years later with things like ADHD. Obviously, I diagnosed myself on TikTok with ADHD, so I'm okay. You know, Jane, do you think there's any point to being diagnosed with ADHD or autism in later life?
I'm not sure. I actually interviewed a woman two of whose children were autistic, and she herself was perhaps on the spectrum, and she was going to go for a diagnosis in her late 40s, I suppose. No, unless it has a real impact on your life. I mean, if you're badly impacted and you need help, then obviously, yes, there is a justification. But I think otherwise, I think most of us have elements of these things. I know I'm becoming more eccentric as I go older, and I definitely, you know, I rush about doing things and get too speedy sometimes for my own good. I think that that's the way we are, and I think you have to accept yourself. And unless, as I say, it's a very serious problem, I'm not sure there is any justification, really.
It seems to be the trend, doesn't it, Kerrie, that everybody's getting these late autism diagnosis. What do you feel about that?
We have a personal journey with this. My son, who's now 26, he was, I suppose, late diagnosed with ADHD, and there is a possible crossover with him with autism. Yeah, again, I think, Jane, you're right. We're all on a spectrum somewhere along the line, you know, and that's good to understand that, because it brings you everybody's into the realms of normality then, you know.
Absolutely.
So, but with Harry, he had basically a breakdown, so he needed
really affected him.
Yeah, and it was only when he came home and we regrouped that we worked out that that's what it could be. We had like a bit of a eureka moment. And
how did you not notice when he was growing up?
Because you're talking about girls and late diagnosis, because the reason for that is that girls are really good at masking and hiding things, and they internalise it all, where Harry, for a good part of the time, was brought up just by me and was with women all the time, and really is very, very intuitive and very in touch with his emotions. So he internalised the ADHD, and so I thought he was just lazy. So basically, he was just hiding everything, and got really good at acting, really good at total people pleaser, like myself as well, you know.
The stress
and
of that.
Yeah, the real stress, and that's what eventually, like, he was stick thin when he came home. But basically, you know, it worked for him because that was the medication that helped to get him back online, you know. But like, I also self-diagnosed with ADHD, and but
did you do that as well?
Well, yeah.
And do you feel that you have ADHD?
Well, my younger daughter now, she is on the waiting list for 3 years or something. Yeah. But she definitely would have it. And Harry, you know, we've been through the
and do you feel that you have ADHD? Would you go for the diagnosis?
No. Well, I mean, I'm really lucky to have so many creative outlets and keep myself busy, and it works for me. The only thing is then without medication, I have to self-medicate with a couple of glasses of wine a day.
Absolutely. It's been working. That's been working for generations, of course. Not that we're making light of this at all, but it does seem to be a trend. Yeah. For you, you're fine the way you are, even though you suspect you may have
100%.
certain ADHD traits.
Absolutely.
I'll be a little bit like that. I sort of make a joke of it now. Yeah. Emma, do you think you might have ADHD?
Oh, well, I'm definitely dyslexic, and I have self-diagnosed with ADHD. It's like it's so present in work whenever I've got it. I can't work through a to-do list. I cannot even try to focus on a list of things that I have to do, although there is a massive list of things that I have to do every day. So I just I'm like the Tasmanian devil, really. So as a self-diagnosed ADHDer, I have to say that everything is, and I don't know if you find this, especially with dyslexia, everything is 1,000 times worse going through the perimenopause with ADHD and dyslexia, because I was confused and out of sync anyway.
Yes.
And now with those perimenopause symptoms, everything is 1,000 times worse. And I have never felt so unwell mentally,
really,
personally. I do have bipolar, and we've talked about that before.
Right.
Yeah.
But I think it's the perimenopause that is driving me. It's just so, everything is so confusing. I didn't know my left from my right anyway.
I've never known my left from my right. I don't know my left from my right.
I can't put my shoes on the right feet anymore. Everything is just, it was always confusing. I'm just so much more confused. But we did laugh.
You have to laugh.
We were talking
you
about
have to laugh.
Yes.
My ADHD is so bad that I literally wouldn't have enough time to go to the ADHD appointment because I just mess up my day. Like, I went into work this morning with a lot of things that I had to do before coming here, and I got none of them done.
I turned up for a meeting here yesterday morning at 10 o'clock. The meeting was at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. But that's okay because the girl
It was the right
who I was
day.
meeting missed it. So we did it this morning, and here I was. But I find I have hyper-focus. Do you have hyper-focus? But about really stupid things. Do you want to know anything
Obsession.
about the musicals of Andrew
Downton
Lloyd
Abbey,
Webber?
hyper-focus.
Seriously.
I'm
I go down a
hyper-focusing.
wormhole. A wormhole
yeah.
of people. I
do
meet
that.
somebody, and then I start forensically finding out
Analysing
about
them?
them.
Yes.
I lost
Up
a
all night.
full day once learning how to naturally dye fabric.
Yeah.
I mean, that was a full day of research in this,
Yeah.
and I maybe tried it once, and that was it.
Yeah.
You know.
I
that-
research things like I'll see like a movie star, okay? And then I will have to go back. I'm generations deep here. I'm generations deep. God love if I meet a guy, God love him. Like I'm 7 years deep in his auntie's holiday snaps. You know what I mean? Like I'm
Nice. Is that not stalking? Now I came a little
not
bit.
stalking. I'm not nosy. I'm just interested. You know?
I think one of my specialist subjects on Mastermind would be North Korea.
What? North Korea? I could live there.
Yes.
I could live there.
Yes.
I could live in North Korea.
Yes.
Because I would fit in well, because at least they would tell you what to do. North Korea, yep, no about that.
But I think about the nosiness. I think journalists are nosy. We're curious.
Yeah.
We want to
No,
find
I'm
out
just
everything
nosy.
about
I'm
everybody.
so
Yes.
nosy.
Yes, we are
I can't
nosy.
let things be. You know what I mean? I can't. I have to pick at things until.
Yes,
And like
like
I'm
scab.
up all night, like going through old newspaper reports, scanning through social media, cross-referencing, screenshotting, and then cross-referencing.
goodness, no, I wouldn't do
I
that.
get
No, I
two
don't relate
sentences
to
in
that.
and I can't be bothered anymore. It
Oh, yeah,
has
but,
to
and then
be,
I just
like,
then I just lose
Like
interest
interest,
like
yes.
that. I lose
Yeah.
it. But I do that with people as well.
Oh, I do that with men all the time. Yeah,
with men just
Uh-huh.
lose interest. Go,
Yeah.
oh, I think I really like you. Who?
No.
And then someone will say, Kim, what about Paul? I'm like, who? I'm like, who's Paul?
So can I
Move
just
on to the
just say
next
not
one.
my husband? You know that not my husband. I haven't lost interest.
The
in
other
him.
man.
No, you love your husband. You love your husband. Yeah, so I think that's interesting, girls. I don't know if we should delve too deeply into ADHD here. I think we're just going to leave it there because
We're bored.
lost interest in the topic. But actually,
Boring.
it makes me feel slightly uncomfortable. It makes me feel a little bit
Yes.
uncomfortable because I have just lived with this madness for years.
Yeah.
And just
be just
carry
mad
on
though,
until,
as
I don't
well.
know, we hit crisis point. Just carry on.
Yeah.
Keep
So
on
let's just
trucking.
sweep that under the carpet.
Yes.
Local Women Magazine presents Local Women Podcast, the show for things that matter. Keeping an Eye on It podcast from Local Women Magazine is brought to you by Cathedral Eye Clinic, Northern Ireland's leading eye specialist.
Looking to upgrade your bathroom? At M1 Bathrooms Belfast, we've got everything under one roof, from stylish bathroom suites to easy-to-fit PVC panels in marble, stone, tile, and even 3D metallic effects. Full bathroom renovations completed in just 1 week. Visit our 4,000 square foot showroom off Kennedy Way behind Asda and discover top quality products to suit every style and every budget. That's M1 Bathrooms, your one-stop bathroom shop in Belfast. Call 02890 300 555. Open 6 days a week. M1 Bathrooms. Customer service from start to finish.
Don't just picture a new look. Step right into it at Glen Hill, Stockman's Way. Explore Belfast's biggest media wall displays with bespoke designs from Mavonic and Alir. Plus, stunning multi-fuel stoves and fireplaces. Find your modern way of living only at Glen Hill, Stockman's Way, Belfast.
Transform your home with style and grace. At Decora Blinds Belfast, we offer elegant, made-to-measure blinds, blending beauty with functionality. From vibrant Alumatech aluminium Venetians to stunning shutter blinds, each available in a range of colours and slot widths. Wood or PVC Venetians, you'll hardly know the difference. Add tapes for that extra touch of luxury. Discover timeless design. Discover Decora Blinds Belfast.
Keeping an Eye on It podcast from Local Women Magazine is brought to you by Cathedral Eye Clinic, Northern Ireland's leading eye specialist.
And finally, let's wrap it up today with that age-old question: is there any chance that you'll never be like your mum? I'm just basically I'm now my mother. I always said, whenever you were a teenager and you used to look at your mum and go, whatever, and I'm never going to be like that. I'm now my mum. Like, how do we stop this? Like, I look at my child and I only have one. I can't remember his name. I call him the dog's name. I do all those things. I catch a look at myself in the mirror and there's a wee bit of mum. Are you your mum, Emma?
Yeah, I am my mum. I've seen pictures of my mum back in like the 70s and we almost look identical.
Yeah.
So
I'm not saying that I don't like, but I love my mum. I just don't want to be her.
I don't think you can avoid it. I think it's just one of those things you have to accept. You're going to turn into your mum.
Have you started like calling your pet your kid's name yet?
Do you know, it's not even that. I just, like, Brick will say to me something, I'm doing this or I'm doing that, and then I will just not remember anything.
Oh, no,
about
you
it.
don't remember anything your kids say.
Nothing.
I actually turned down the radio in the car the other day because I was like, I can't hear myself think.
Yes.
I thought, oh my good Lord.
Or you get, it's now where I said to Brick and in work and Dave last week whenever we were in work, like, I've stopped being able to use my mobile phone. I put out my phone.
Good,
just
that's
start
good, mum.
Pressing things.
Do you know you're a mum whenever you have one of those phones that has the little cover, the little book cover? Is that whenever I might get one of those because they do look handy.
Yeah, they are for your back cards.
They do look handy. I might get one of those. Kerrie, have you morphed into your mother?
But this is actually...
Oh my God, look at your mother bag.
I have a mother bag.
Yeah.
Because I keep losing my phone.
Yeah,
right, so
yeah.
basically 10 times a day I lose my phone, so it'll be
Oh,
around
yes.
the house. So I have to keep the bag. Oh, that's a good thing.
If it wasn't for that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Amazing. No, yeah, I mean, I definitely turning into my mum more and more as the years go by. Like, I prefer nothing more than getting into bed with a cup of tea and a good book now.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's like, and as you said, if there's too many noises going on, and then mum and I'll be going, oh, yeah, and I'll be like,
hear myself
no,
think,
turn
Mum.
that down, mum, and I'm thinking, no, I'm getting you to turn it down because of me, like I am doing the same thing, but listen, I mean, there's worse things. I mean, you could turn into your dad.
Oh God.
Do you know?
Yes.
Like, that would be a bad thing.
Grumpy old man.
Yeah.
Did you ever
actually,
think
the
that-
hair,
the hair. Well,
yeah.
to be fair, the hairs.
Spreading out eyebrows that grow overnight.
What is
deal
that?
with that?
No,
What is
that's
that?
the bum fluff, this little peach fuzz. Yeah, no, I just...
I
Yeah.
have full on whiskers.
Did you
Yeah.
ever think that you were going to be your mother, Kerrie?
No, because I always fought against it, the whole way through. It's like when I grew up, my children
I'm gonna
are
be so
never
cool.
going to have to be in by 9 o'clock at night, and
No.
you're there going, like I'm twice as strict as she ever
Yeah.
was,
Good to know. Jane, are you your mother?
Yes, and I always was, really. She was a journalist. She liked the male of the species, yes, guilty as charged. She was very against the government and got more and more so as she went on.
Yeah.
And I find I'm getting against the government too. She was a vigilante and she would fill in forms, you couldn't get away with this now, and put a different name and address each time. So that it would confuse various institutions. And I remember once, but this was just after my father died, he died too young, she had trouble with the parking man at our local station, at the station car park. And he came out and told her that she wasn't parked properly. And she took a whole load of change in her hand and she threw it in his direction. I also remember seeing her pour a glass of red wine over a man next to her at a dinner party when he'd said something that had really displeased her. He'd gone
I can see
a
you
bit
doing
too
that,
far.
Jane. I can see you doing that.
Yes, I think the glass of wine is getting ready to be thrown.
I
Yes,
think so.
No, never waste a glass of red wine.
Well, that's true. Especially
A glass
if
of
it's a
water.
nice Shiraz. Yes, glass of water.
A glass of water.
Yes.
So we're all turning into our mothers. So what have we learnt today, girls? We've learnt that we're turning into our mothers. We all have ADHD,
Yes.
but we're not going to get a diagnosis because we haven't
point.
time. We haven't time.
No
We're
time.
And also,
We're too busy not doing what
we
we're
would
supposed to be
probably
doing.
make an appointment but turn up at the wrong time.
would.
So, and also
Yeah.
we don't want advice from Kate Middleton or anybody else really. We don't want any advice.
No, we don't.
So that's it for this week. Thank you very much, ladies, for joining me on the Keeping an Eye on It podcast, sponsored by Cathedral Eye Clinic. To Jane, to Kerrie, to Emma, you've been wonderful guests, and tune in next time.
Local Women Magazine presents Local Women Podcast, the show for things that matter. Keeping an Eye on It podcast from Local Women Magazine is brought to you by Cathedral Eye Clinic, Northern Ireland's leading eye specialist.